Much. We're going to have T. Boone Pickens here in a second, of course, at PickensPlan.com. And folks, one of the things I want to talk to him about is this idea of whether natural gas, $8 per a gazillion British thermal units, up we go to 13, and we come crashing down, and we've really taken a new leg lower on natural gas. All this with oil in its own almost separate gyrations. They really I would say decoupled here. Oil, $67. 32 cents a barrel, and gold at $988 the ounce, and you see natural gas coming down. And now joining us from Dallas, Boone Pickens. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it's good to have you here. It's near an anniversary for the Pickens plan. How does the Pickens plan change if we see natural gas, I'm going to say plunging from $4 down to $2.61?
Well, 4 to 2 isn't bad. The 13 to 4 was the one that was the real drop.
That was a real.
All that, but you understand, all of that helps the Pickens plan. The cheaper the gas is, the better it is for us when we use it for transportation fuel. So it's that's good.
What is the forward momentum you have with Congress? We go back to H.R. 1835, the Natural Gas Act of 2009. What do you want to see from Congress as they return to Washington?
Well, that 1835 is, it's the Senate bill is 1408, and those two Senate and House bills are very compatible. They're basically the same thing. That bill will pass if it stands alone and is not attached to anything. It will pass very quickly in October if they bring it to a vote. And what does it do for natural gas and what's it do for America is that you're going to have natural gas as a serious transportation fuel. It'll go in the class 5 to 8 diesel trucks, which are the big trucks, 18-wheelers that are operating here in the United States. And they will give a $65,000 production tax credit to the purchaser of the natural gas 18-wheeler, and we'll be on a domestic fuel instead of a foreign oil. What will that do for us? 5 to 7 years out, with this plan, that you will have cut OPEC in half. We are importing 4.5 million barrels a day from OPEC. This would get 2.5 million barrels for you if you did those trucks. You don't convert anything. You don't retrofit anything. You go to new vehicles, and that creates a great amount of jobs. And the fuel is 40% cheaper than diesel.
Well, Boone, one of the mysteries here is how the price of oil seems to be divorced from supply and demand. I mean, supply is up, demand is down, and yet the price is up. It's trading more relative to currencies and equities. When does it get back to plain economics?
Well, I'll tell you, you're seeing right now, what OPEC wants to do is to cut inventories. And inventories, you'll start to see inventories going down here pretty quick. And you look at the futures market and the forward curve, you're looking at a contango market is what you're in, and that means that the price today is cheaper than the price in the future. When you really have a backwardated market, a healthier market for commodities is backwardated, where the price today is higher than the future price. So it's felt, I think, around the world that OPEC will reduce supply until they get the price they want. And you saw the other day where the Kuwaitis said that they would not increase production until the price of oil was at $100 a barrel for 2 months. So you can see the thinking of the people that have the oil, and that is they're going to raise the price.
What is it? I'm sorry. This happens sometimes, folks, on Bloomberg surveillance. Ken and I look at each other like a double play combination, and every once in a while, I'm doing this, you're doing that. Boone Pickens,
clack in the background. It means one or the other or both of us are looking for stuff.
Boone Pickens, this is important. What's the incentives here for the people with the trucks with this natural gas? This is critical. You don't convert a truck. You got to build a new truck. What has been the response of truckers to the Pickens plan on natural gas?
Okay, well, the incremental difference is $65,000. So that's going to be made up by the government, which is cheap for us for America to do this, because you're getting on a domestic fuel and getting off of foreign oil is the way it's going to go. Now, what I'd like for them to do is to strengthen that 1835 and 1408 and put in there it's mandated that when you purchase a new truck, you don't have to kick anything out, you don't have to upfit, but when you get a new truck, it will be on domestic fuel, which will be natural gas. What's the advantage for them? Well, you have a 65,000. The vehicle is superior to diesel. It has less maintenance on it. It's cleaner, emissions by 50%, and the fuel is 40% cheaper.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, Boone, let me ask you this. Ken, the camera guy, come over here and grab this. I want Boone Pickens on February 6, 2010, to be in Peoria, Illinois, for the Midwest Truck Show and Convention. What's going to be the response of this? I mean, it sounds like a terrific deal for truckers. Is it too good to be true?
Maybe it is. Maybe it's too good for truckers, and maybe it's too good to be true for America. But it is true. But if you look at the EPA standard and emission standards for 2010, Caterpillar did not want to the cost of doing that engine. And that's an over-the-road engine, that's a diesel engine, and they decided to get out of the market. That was 10% of their business. This was a year ago. They did not want to meet that standard because they're going to be too expensive to do. So the diesel are dealing with emission standards now that are so expensive for them, and they haven't even qualified those engines for 2010. And we're getting close. The natural gas engine has been cleared for 2 years. And so the natural gas engine is vastly superior to the diesel engine. So we've got to go in this direction. I mean, if we don't let it happen now, we've got to be fools.
So why stop with trucks?
Let it go to the trucks first, and then see how far down in the system that it goes. Infrastructure is not a problem, but it has to be done. And if you let it be known that this is what's going to happen, the infrastructure will go into place for the diesel, to eliminate the diesel, bring on the natural gas trucks. That'll happen very quickly. California has been doing this now for a number of years. If you look at their LAMTA, the mass transit buses in Los Angeles, this is an air quality problem for them. This wasn't trying to beat foreign oil, but they helped when they did it. But the LAMTA has 2,500 buses. Fort Worth Transit also has been on natural gas for 20 years. So this, and Washington Metro, around the country, this has happened. But that's compressed natural gas. When we go over the road from the West Coast to the East Coast, 3,000 miles, that is going to be on LNG. But that is in place also. The Port of Los Angeles and Long Beach have had those vehicles, LNG 18-wheelers, in there for 2 years now. So all of this is easy to do.
Boone Pickens, thank you so much. Of course, the Pickens plan coming up on an anniversary here, and a different Pickens plan when you see what natural gas has done, moving decisively since August 1st from $4 down to present $2.63 per BT.